Are you obsessed with Oracle cards? Are you always adding to your Oracle card deck collection like I am? I keep trying to declutter, and yet then I have this list, this wish list of all the decks that I'd like to own. And I've added to them recently. So I'm your host, Kylie Savage Psychic, and today I'm unboxing not one, but two decks by Tosha Silver. So I have the Wild Offering Oracle card deck, and I have, oopsies, the Divine Beloved Oracle card deck. So Tosha Silver is a very interesting person. I first learned about her with her Change Me prayers. Maybe you've heard of them. Let me know in the comments if you have. And a friend of mine talked to me about the Change Me prayers, and I think particularly in relation to anxiety or navigating challenges, and how you can ask the divine to change you into someone who can navigate these challenges, perhaps to navigate something that's really tricky, or to support you with anxiety or depression or anything like that. Anyway, you can look that up. Tosha has lots of books and quite a few decks. Tosha is also an amazing astrologer, and she's just relaunched a course in astrology. If you want to find out anything about that, then I recommend heading to her website. But so I got interested in the Change Me prayers, thought they were fabulous. What a wonderful, ingenious, unique, creative idea. And then, and I do like writing prayers myself, so that really appealed to me. And then I found Tosha on Hay House. Yasmin Boland did an interesting interview with her on her Hay House podcast, which I'm not sure if that's available at all anymore. It used to be called Weekly Astrology with Yasmin. Now Yasmin has her own podcast. But Tosha really goes deep into astrology and, the archetypes and the goddesses, and just explains spirituality through the lens of astrology really well. So I'm expecting a little bit of that with the decks as well. Perhaps that influence her background and her own spiritual quest and knowledge will come through in the decks. Because when you do select a deck, what you are doing is you are looking at life and spirituality and wisdom and knowledge and everything through the lens and the filter of that oracle card creator, the filters that they have. And you are learning about that creator's wisdom and what's being channeled through them. And that's why every deck is unique. Even if you look at something like tarot, and all these people have made tarot decks, each tarot deck is going to be different. It's going to have a slight flavor or twist or take on something that's different to other decks because of who is channeling that wisdom. Right down to the choice of artwork, how they order the deck, and all the rest of it. Now, we know oracle cards are a fluid system. Tarot is a fixed system, has to have same number of cards, and it has to have the minor and major arcana and the four suits. So the artwork can be different in tarot, but tarot is a fixed system, it must be the same. Yet in oracle cards, creators can go crazy. They can make any sort of deck that they'd like. So the thing is too, with oracle card decks like these could come under what Colette Baron-Reid calls a hug from the universe. So Colette has hug decks, and she also has her deck like the Wisdom of the Oracle, which I think is the most spiritual oracle card deck out there and the most comprehensive one. If you're looking at something that was comparable to tarot for, embodying universal laws and all that stuff. So I'm assuming that these could be like hugs from the universe. I've only had a quick look online, and in case you're interested, when you sign up Hay House newsletter, they often tell you about their specials. So I got these decks and one of their specials, and if you sign up for their newsletter, you get a $5 discount off your order. So yeah, they're really great when they do have their specials. So very carefully going in here and getting the plastic off. But yeah, let me know if you know Tosha and you know her work, or if you study with her, if you have her decks. I'd love to hear in the comments. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, give this channel some love. If you've been listening along for a while, thank you. And if you're new to the channel, then yes, I sometimes do unboxing decks. and I also do a monthly oracle cast. So for August, we've had August activation, and then we'll have spring into September. Okay. You know what I do like about these decks? It's very smooth, the box. Very easy for me to handle. I have little hands. um, and tell you what, Tosha does know a lot about the gods and goddesses and that sort of stuff. Okay, there we go. Look, all the cards these days are coming out, very rectangle with these nice rounded edges, and you don't get the gilt edges anymore, so we know they're quite toxic. Okay, oh, I really love the back of the cards already. Isn't that beautiful? So two tigers, a little bit like a yin yang of tigers. So already, Divine Beloved, it feels like it's going to be a deck that is about gods and goddesses and spirituality. But let's hear from Tosha. So she has a welcome card. Nearly all decks will have a card like this, telling you a little bit about the Oracle card creator and the artist. Okay, the Divine Beloved Oracle cards can be a great way to offer any problem to love and be freed from the stress of the ego forcing solutions. Tosha is really good at unpacking all those states, the ego, the higher self, the soul, the spirit, all that. Anyone can learn to invite the force of love to take over fully. The cards can be used as an oracle to address a specific problem or simply to connect you in the moment to the divine. You can even carry one with you as a sacred reminder. When you open fully, the way for you will be shown. When we invoke the divine to shift us, we invite the highest part of ourselves to take over. Tosha is very much about that, connecting in with your spirit, connecting in with your own divinity, and relying on that wisdom to guide you throughout life. After all, the divine is everything, inside, outside, present in all places at all times. I hope you receive as much joy from these cards as I felt making them. That's from Tosha. Okay, so for the past 30 years, Tosha Silver has taught people all around the world the practical ways to align with inner love. She is the author of Outrageous Openness. I've got to get that. I love that. Change Me Prayers, and It's Not Your Money. Oh, that was her latest book, which is on my wish list as well. She lives in the Hudson Valley, New York, where she runs Living Outrageous Openness, an online forum that offers daily support to those who want to live these beautiful practices. For more information to join, go to Tosha Silver. I think I've been watching her videos on YouTube. I signed up for one of her free challenges. It was on an astrology thing. And Tosha just has this way of speaking to you, which is very authentic and honest and down to earth. She shows a lot of respect for her audience. She's a highly intelligent person, and I just find that I could listen to her all day. Okay, the artist is Lasha Mutual, an artist whose deep commitment to Buddhist theory and practice has suffused her artistic expression, giving rise to a body of work that blends the action of painting with a meditative sense of contemplation and focus. Sounds like a match made in heaven for these two. Okay, Lasha's intention is to cultivate a generous, peaceful, and clear mind that becomes manifest in her artwork. She lives with her husband, son, an abundance of pets, in a little yellow brick cottage in Stratford, Ontario, Canada. Hello to all the Canadians. I have quite a few people from Canada who follow my work. So yeah. All right, the first card we have here is acceptance. I accept myself. Let me love and accept myself as you love me. May I find you shining brightly within my own being. I really like this. Perhaps the way I will use this deck is pulling it out, a card a day sort of thing, and setting it up on my altar so that I can, so I'm not sure if you can see that, the light's really on it, a bit wrong. So that I can just receive the wisdom and the message. It's going to be a really positive deck. I know that from Tosha's work. She's really interested in connecting you with divinity, with a higher power in your life that's practical. It's going to offer you guidance and support in the moment for, those challenging times, and just to, just for everyday life. Acceptance, adventure. I really like the way they're, oh look, there you go. They're all worked out alphabetically. There you go, boundaries. And it has a little bit of like the change me prayers in it. Change me, divine beloved, into one who easily sets boundaries wherever needed. May I feel entitled to say no to any situation that feels bad or wrong. Fill me with divine confidence. Fill me with divine confidence. Speak through me. Oh, love that. Really nice, simple artwork. Here's one on Grace. That's green Tara. If you know green Tara. Um, we've got some animals. We've got some imagery. You might pick up things as well. There you go. We've got cranes. We call them brolgers here in Australia. That's our crane family, storks or cranes. So you might look at the artwork as well and look at the symbology. So if you do ask a question and then pull a card, I always like you get in that nice neutral state, connect with spirit, ask a really great question, an open-ended question, and then you might pull the card. And I always like people to just jot down 3 things that come to them first. And then I have a process of teaching you how to master the art of the one card reading. If you're interested in any of that, the best thing to do is jump over to my Facebook page. I'm going to have a course coming up soon, which I'll run through a Facebook group and Zoom. And then it will show you how to unlock more of that. Really beautiful colors. Isn't that gorgeous? A lovely sleepy domestic scene. Mystery. So, you might have a card and you might come up with something like, dreams, rest, sanctuary, all that sort of stuff. Always like for you to tune into your intuition first before you read the guidebook. Speaking of guidebooks, do we have a guidebook? No, there isn't a guidebook, but I don't think you need one. So these are the cards, really lovely and colourful, really easy to handle. It's that matte paper, kind of shiny but not so glossy. And I would just imagine, said neutral state, have your question, think of your question while you shuffle your cards, pull a card, and then see what you need to know. So I've already connected with spirit, already done my ritual. We haven't shuffled these cards very well, so you always want to shuffle. And when you get a new deck, what I like to do as well is just connect with it, just place it on my heart, breathe into it, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And I'll say I thank you, Tosha, and I thank you, Lasha, for creating this beautiful oracle card deck. I thank you that I'm able to easily and effortlessly connect with the wisdom within this deck, and that I may be able to benefit from the wisdom guidance and messages that are contained in it for myself and for anyone else I'd like to share these messages with, for my best and highest good and the best and highest good of all. Thank you. It takes a lot to create an oracle card deck. I haven't been through the whole process myself, but I know it sometimes takes a year or more to produce the decks, and it is like birthing a baby. And there's a lot, and working with an artist, the back and forth, you have to have that shared vision and translation and the publisher and all the rest of it. I'm pretty sure these are Hay House published. So it takes a lot, and I always appreciate that. I haven't felt the need to channel a deck myself. I think there are so many great decks out there, and my skills really are more as a reader. So I will just ask too while I shuffle, what is the best, most positive message you can receive today at any time that you're watching this? What is it that you really need to hear and that the divine beloved would like for you to hear? Right here, right now. 1, 2, 3. You can shuffle and clear your decks as well. I will give that one a really good shuffle soon. And okay, we've got honoring. I am kind and loving. Oh, I just feel like this is going to be a really positive deck, especially so if you have tarot, maybe you want to mix this deck up with your tarot deck, do a oracle reading. If you just need a lift or you need a really positive infusion each day, I think this deck would be perfect for you. Okay, change me, divine beloved, into one who honors my emotions. Let me feel my feelings without judgment and then release them. Show me how to be kind and loving to the child inside who needs care. I love that. And you can see a mother with a child. And she said lots of symbology. You've got a rainbow there. You've got those flowers. They're on a little bit of a stage. You've got a little baby tiger there. Pink fluffy clouds. There's a lot that you could make from that. If you want to take your reading and have it a little bit deeper, I'd be quite happy to use these cards with clients. As you know, I don't do paid readings for the public anymore. But yes, we'll do that. And for cleansing my cards, I'll use my intention and shuffling. She said doing that ritual to connect with them. Probably get a little bit of incense, move it over them. You can sit a crystal on top of your cards, a clear quartz or a carnelian or any sort of crystal you feel clears things, and then program that crystal to clear that deck. Because you know, these decks have been through a manufacturing process and they've been handled a bit by the time that they get to you. Okay, I thought I did start this one up. No, I didn't. Now, the Wild Offering deck. I'm really excited about this one. It's hard to choose, you know, I just want all of the decks. Don't you just want all of them? And you want all of them now? Colette has some new decks coming out soon. I'm really excited for those. Who else? Kyle Gray had a new deck come out, which I haven't seen yet. And the only other tarot decks and oracle card decks I would like, there's a lady called the New Age Hipster, Vix Maxwell, and I really would like to get her decks just for the artwork because she's got a lot of diversity in the artwork. That is so good. It's such a modern take on angels and goddesses. And I do have the Goddess Power deck by Colette. So there we go, the Wild Offering. Look, the artwork really appealed to me on this. So different artist. It's art by Kate Daisy. And this is, if you're interested, it's 52 cards. And the other deck was 52 cards as well. I've seen these shared online and I've just been like, oh, wow. Okay, so we have another little message. And interesting, I'm so used to Colette's decks and her comprehensive guidebooks, and we don't have guidebooks. We do have something here that says anywhere, anytime card readings on your mobile device. So that's the app. Now, know that apps are a great alternative if you want to save on paper and keep your carbon footprint down and all that kind of stuff. If you want to save money, because the apps are cheaper than the decks. And the other great thing about apps is it's in your phone, so wherever you are, you're away on holidays, maybe you have an oracle card reading practice, you like to pull a card a day, the apps are right there. You have to take your cards with you, worry about leaving them behind some hotel room, that sort of thing. Okay, so dear friends, I was inspired to create this deck to encourage you to experiment with wild offering all to the divine with complete and utter abandon. When you fully surrender any topic to the divine, you begin to release a tremendous burden. Yeah, you don't feel like everything's on you, that you're alone in this world, which you're not. You no longer have to solve the problem from the ego. You no longer have to micromanage the entire issue or the world. You immediately feel lighter. The right help and actions amazingly get shown at the right time. It's all about a partnership with spirit. That's the thing. We're all in this together and we're working in partnership with spirit. Some cards begin by describing a situation followed by a prayer, whereas other cards simply contain a prayer. The card you draw is the one meant for you in the moment. This deck can be used as an oracle where the divine guides you to a specific card, or as a fun way to get helpful reminders from the divine to carry with you or put on your altar. One of the best ways to learn the ancient practices of surrender and offering is through playfulness and spontaneity. So please use this deck in this fashion. That's one of my biggest teachings. If you come and join us in Kylie's Cubby, my free Facebook group, we are all about being curious, open, honest, and playful. That's why I call it the Cubby, because we go in there to play. We learn about oracle cards, about psychic development, and setting up your first spiritual business. Okay, so Katie Daisy found her voice and honed her skills at the Minneapolis College of Art and Design, graduating 2009, subsequently beginning an adventurous career as a freelance illustrator and licensed artist. Working in water and colour and acrylic paint, as well as mixed media materials, Katie strives to capture her magic and beauty of life lived in harmony with nature. Oh, I love that. And it has her website. There we go. There's the two ladies, the co-creators of the deck. Now, Tosha, when I listened to her, so we have, looks like Ganesha on the back there. And then we have our saying there. Okay, this one's abundance. Divine beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Tosha doesn't talk, and I hope I'm going to say this the right way. When Yasmin interviewed Tosha and they talked about, because Yasmin's very much about manifesting with the moon, her whole moonology work and her new moonology manifestation cards, all about manifesting the life of your dreams. With the moon, with the divine. And Tosha had a very different take on it, and it was really interesting. They almost kind of got into it. I was like, oh, okay, because Tosha doesn't. It's and I think in her book about It's Not Your Money will explain it better. Tosha doesn't buy into that. The whole kind of law of attraction, co-creation, manifestation, writing the shopping list and all of that. She's very much about not being attached to your ego. She said letting the divine lead the way. I love that. Okay, so I would do the same thing. Connecting with Jack, saying thank you, Tosha and Katie, for creating this beautiful offering. I really appreciate it. May I connect with this deck and be able to read it easily and effortlessly, connecting with its wisdom and knowledge and grace and love for my own best and highest good and benefit, and for any of those that I would share it with for their best and highest good as well. Okay, so what would you like to know today? I will do a quick one card reading from this deck. Then I'll wrap this up. If you have any questions about this deck, if you would like to explore it further, please let me know. Get in touch. Best way to find out everything about me is head over to my website. It's www.kyliesavage.com, and you can also send me an email, info@kyliesavage.com. Find me on Facebook, Kylie Savage Psychic, or come and join us in the cubby. That's just Kylie's cubby. Okay. So, what is the most amazing and beautiful wild offering the divine would like us to receive today? See, once you've been reading for at least 10 years, you're an oracle card expert, you've mastered your own process, then you can come up with readings on the fly. You can be a word witch like me. And I teach you how to do that too. When we do the oracle card course, I'll be going right from the beginning, selecting the deck, shuffling, everybody shuffling, and I'll be teaching you how to master the art of one card reading, and then we'll go on from there. Spaciousness. I just love the colors. Look at these, are so pretty. Okay, what do I no longer need? It's about releasing. Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. And I'm doing this in the full moon Aquarius. The full moon has 3 days before, the day of, and after. I like to do my full moon releasing work about the 3rd or 4th day as those energies wane. So feel it. Feel the intensity of the full moon, then let it go. It's all about intention, really. But when you want to bring new things into your life, sometimes the very best thing you can do is let whatever needs to go, go. Okay, so that was the Wild Offering deck by Tosha Silver. Oops, sorry. Shut the box again. Sometimes when you buy them, they're new, they're a bit tight. The Wild Offering deck by Tosha Silver and the Divine Beloved deck by Tosha Silver. Definitely go and find those decks online. You can find them at Booktopia, at Hay House. If you have any questions, chat with me or put your questions in the comments and I will respond. I'm Kylie Savage Psychic. This has been an unboxing vid, and I'll see you again soon.